So what's going on, guys? My name is MrDalekJD, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you a brand new Easter egg that was very recently discovered and solved on Voyage of Despair. I personally think it's really exciting that we're still finding cool new things on all of these maps, and just goes to show you how many Easter eggs are packed into all of them. And this one, a pretty obscure Easter egg, but has a pretty cool reward at the end, and I thought I'd show you this because it's still mind-blowing to me that new Easter eggs are being discovered on these maps all the time. Deeming this the Hourglass Easter egg on Voyage of Despair, and I can't take any credit for this, as YouTube user FreeandSay was the person who originally discovered this Easter egg step. A big shout out to him for discovering this, otherwise the community wouldn't have jumped onto this when they did, and I believe credit is due to Dame in that game and his crew, who FreeandSay tweeted the Easter egg step to, and him and the rest of his crew jumped in and solved it. I'll throw links to FreeandSay and Dame down below in the description. Go ahead and thank them on their channels for this. I'm going to jump into exactly how this Easter egg works. So on top of the boat deck, there's going to be about 6 or 7 of these particular pipes that are going to be on the boat deck, and you're going to be shooting one of these 7 pipes with a particular weapon. Now in my game, in this gameplay here, I have the Hitchcock double pack-a-punched. The alternate ammo type didn't matter here, but in this particular game I had Firebomb, and this is where a bit of the confusion starts, because this has been trialed and tested quite a lot with different weapons, and some work and some don't. It's not known exactly at this point in time the exact specifics, but in my game I pack-a-punched the Hitchcock normally, tried it, and it didn't work. But with a double pack-a-punch Hitchcock, it worked for me, and the confirmed weapons that work without question so far is a double papped Hitchcock, a double papped Paladin, a double papped Hades, and a double papped Helion, which is the rocket launcher. These are going to change every single time you run a game of Voyage of Despair, but one of these pipes, when you shoot it, is going to show this hourglass symbol, and as you go up to it, and what I did is I interacted with it by holding down my interaction button, it started moving the hourglass around the map, and it goes in a journey which you have to follow, and since it's an hourglass, you've got a specific amount of time to reach the next location that hourglass has moved to in time, or it will disappear. Now this egg can be done on solo or co-op. I've done it in solo, as you can see, and that's how I realized some of the timing has to be very damn specific, but it moves from the boat deck onto the mid deck a couple of times before it goes into a fast travel, which leads you to the engine room, which you have to take, and you'll notice as you're teleporting, the symbol will be following you, and that means you're teleporting with it. It's going to keep following you around in the engine room. You just want to keep going up to it, aiming up to it and holding your interaction button. It's going to move you into the engine room a couple of times before entering the turbine room, going towards that fast travel to the cargo hold, and you're going to want to buy that as well, so you travel to the cargo hold. Once you're there, you just want to keep interacting with it as it's going to move from the cargo hold on the floor here, then it's going to slowly move into the air, and you want to hold square on that, and it's going to slowly lift up out of the cargo hold and into the mail room, and it's going to move. But it gets to this specific point here, interact with it, and instantly run as fast as you can up these stairs up to the spawn. On 2 runs before this, for some reason, I just didn't get to this one quick enough and failed it. And what should happen is the hourglass should be waiting for you on this ledge above the staircase, but for some reason, I just didn't get to it quick enough and it was gone. So could only assume that I failed it by not getting to it in time. So I would advise, if you're doing this on solo or even co-op, just have someone waiting for you above the mailroom's hatch in the spawns, so that they can be near it, so they can interact with it, and it can get to that railing above the spawn there. Otherwise, you're just going to fail it. Now, if at any point you for some reason don't get to the hourglass in time and you fail it, like I did in 2 solo rounds before I got the completion, then all you have to do is end the round, go to the next round, and simply shoot the same pipe that you shot originally to activate the hourglass and start it all over again. If you watch how I do it, I know it's going to rise above the hatch and mail room, so once it's on the ground there, I interact with it and immediately start running up the stairs and out. And you're going to be listening for a little sound effect, and if you can hear that sound, that means the hourglass is near you and that it's ready for you to interact with it. So I could hear it that time, so successfully it was on that sort of railing above, and then it follows you you onto the fast travel portal in the forecastle, which leads you all the way to the poop deck, and you fly all across the top of the boat with that hourglass symbol with you, and then bam, it lands on the poop deck. You just simply interact with it a few more times until it's in front of the wheel, and it will explode into a puff of small fireworks. And once that's happened, you've completed this mini Easter egg correctly, and from now on, if you go to any of the fast travels around the map, they should cost 0 points instead of 500. It's not a gigantic reward by any means, but this map is a big map, and in the early rounds you might just want to traverse around it and get stuff done quickly, and that's going to eat into your points, especially when you don't gain a lot of points anymore inside of this game. Now, this only works for the first 3 fast travels that you purchase are going to be 0. After that, they're going to cost the same amount, which is 500, and in order for you to get the benefits of this reward, again, once you've used 3 fast travels in the round, you simply have to flip to the next round, and the next 3 fast travels that you use will cost you 0 points. Pretty neat little Easter egg, all from just having a double pack-a-punched gun, which you will probably end up with at some point anyway on this map, and just by shooting a pipe and following it around the map a little bit, you can get yourself some fast travels for 0 points. So pretty cool little Easter egg. If you guys found this video interesting, you found this Easter egg pretty cool, let me know down below in the comments section. There's a bunch of other very small Easter eggs that have been solved on this map as well, which don't really give you as cool a reward, but they're still pretty cool, so I might cover those in a separate video. But if you enjoyed, click that thumbs up button. If you didn't know about this Easter egg before, make sure to subscribe to the channel and check out my previous uploads on your screen now, including yesterday's update, which changed a bunch of things, and there's a few rumblings of other things that have changed with regards to Easter egg steps, which I'm going to cover very, very soon, as well as a video discussing the Shadow Man planning to kill Richtofen all along in Blood of the Dead and the original mobsters. That can be found on your screen now. But thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.